Hi, this is us. You're watching Mr. Ant's channel on YouTube. In this video, we are talking about on the characteristics of sound. In the past video, we have some characteristics, and now we also have some characteristics distance from the vibrating body. So the characteristic of a sound is depends upon the listener, how much distance between listener and a vibrating body which is producing sound waves. Loudness of sound also depends upon the distance of the vibrating body from the listener. So if the listener is so near to the vibrating body, the loudness of sound will be more. But if the listener is too much far from the vibrating body, then the loudness of sound may be very low and listener cannot hear correctly what is happening. It is caused by the decrease in amplitude due to the increase in distance. So one thing you have to know sure that when you have increase in distance, you have a decrease in amplitude. When you have a decrease in distance, you have a greater amplitude then. So next we have loudness also depends on the physical condition of the ears of the listeners. So it also depends upon the ears. If you have good ears characteristics, you can hear more sound, and if you have a problem in the listening, then you maybe cannot listen even if you are so near on the to the vibratory body. A sound appears louder to a person with sensitive ears than to a person with defective ears. However, there is a characteristic of a sound which doesn't depend upon the sensitivity of the ear of the listener, and it is called intensity of sound. So there is also a condition intensity of a sound which doesn't depend upon a person's defective ears or a normal ears. Here interesting information on the right side of this page. Some people use silent whistle to call dogs whose frequency lies between 20,000 Hz to 25,000 Hz. It is silent for human but not for dog because the audible frequency ranges for dogs is much higher. So the frequency we are using for dogs is so much lower for us and we cannot hear as dogs can hear. Here you can see the low pitch, high pitch. When you have low pitch, you have low frequency. When high pitch, you have a high frequency. So here also the definition of a pitch. Pitch is the characteristic of sound by which we can distinguish between a shrill and a grave sound. Here again we are gonna read it what they want to say. It depends upon the frequency. Pitch depends upon the frequency. A higher pitch means a higher frequency and vice versa. The frequency of the voice of ladies and children is higher than the man. So voice of ladies and children, the frequency is higher. Why higher? Because they have high pitch, जिसे हम बोलते हैं बारीक आवाज़. Therefore, the voice of ladies and children is shrill and of high pitch. The relationship between frequency and pitch is illustrated. Quality of sound. The characteristic of sound by which we can distinguish between two sounds of same loudness and pitch is called quality. You are playing a one song which is higher, have a high quality. So it also depends upon the quality of the sound. This is tuning fork, this is flute, this is clarinet. While standing outside a room, we can distinguish between the notes of a piano and a flute being played inside the room. This is due to the difference in the quality of these notes. Figure shows the wavelength of the sound produced by a tuning fork fluid and clarionet, the loudness at the pitch of these three sounds are the same, but their waveforms are different. So their quality is different. They can be distinguished from each other, and we can make different what is the difference between them. So gonna see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye for now.